Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So, thinking a lot about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests us all, and can see so many people around the world are suffering, and sometimes people don't have hope. They feel dejected, like things can't or won't get better. But for me, I think about how wild our lives are as human beings. Think about it. You grew in your mom's womb. She birthed you in pain and suffering. Like, you literally came out of her body. You were inserted into a portal, her, right? Then exited that portal. And then, when we die, we're going to go into a totally different reality. That's a wild existence. Where we came into this realm, into this reality. And when people look around and feel like there's nothing beautiful about this planet, or they feel nihilistic or cynical, I think that you have to just take a pause and realize how you landed on this earth. Your mother gave birth to you in some country, some land. You grew up, and you don't know when or where you're going to die. You're going to be put into the ground, and then return to Allah. And you'll never be back here, walking around, having a job. You got that one shot to make your life worth it. That's intense. There's a lot of mystery to this life. And it's so important for people not to get stuck in a rut. And I think that the more you have downtime, the more time you do introspection, just really connect with who you are, what your goals are, what you need to fix, you begin to exit this sort of rat race, the rat race monotony of life. I think a lot of people, because of their jobs and how fast-paced it is and how fake they have to be, put themselves into a psychosis that prevents them from seeing the beauty all around them and from understanding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan for us. It's hard for people to think, I have to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What? Allah commands that we be His slaves? Because they're so self-indulgent. They don't think about the next realm. They don't think about when they're going to exit. They live in the moment of now. There's no forethought. They don't think about the destination. Only the now. And what they do in the now, when it becomes the past, because they make all these mistakes, they dwell on it. And they don't dwell from a, I need to do better perspective. But they dwell on the sense of, oh, I gotta get back to that. So they almost live in the past. Especially drug addicts. Their whole perception of time and purpose becomes warped. So I understand more and more every day as I study the deen, I study the religion, why we are supposed to focus on the hereafter, because it puts everything into perspective. That way you don't become bitter about not being able to go on holiday or not being able to afford some stupid purse. You then start to value food, water, health care, peace of mind, safe place to sleep, a bug-free area. Everyone has struggles. But I think if you become too comfortable, you're going to run into some issues and you're not going to know what's on the other side. And the most freaky thing about it is you have no choice. You're going to go. It's amazing. We have so many choices while we're here on Earth. We get to have that taste of a mini free will. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in control of all things, and no one can bend His will. We all will submit to His demands, commands, verdicts, judgments. And we'll finally be conquered, in a way. We as humans can walk around the earth feeling quite haughty because of how much of the planet we've subdued. We've subdued nearly every animal, except for the random snake bite or poisonous spider. Lions are in zoos. Hippos are in zoos. Elephants nearly extinct. We have boats now with sonar to mark great white sharks and orca whales. Their water is becoming more polluted and filled with garbage, so we win them. Either way, we have invented also pesticides for certain bugs. We're becoming better and better at subduing our environment, conquering everything around us. And when we do that, sometimes we can lose our gratitude and we can start to get a bloated ego, thinking we're always in control, that we're always going to live in the now. But the clock ticks. It moves. Nothing we can do about it. And when our time has come, our punch card is clocked, we're going to be surprised. And what it will feel like to stand there and realize we're in a new dimension. We're no longer on Earth. However that functions. When you get to decide, okay, I'm going to do better in life, that's a good thing for you. People should look at the wonderful rules of Islam and how they save you from so many problems. Don't do intoxicants. No stealing. SubhanAllah. Treating your parents right. The duties that are placed upon our shoulders. The rules of no free mixing. Don't commit adultery. Don't beg. Unless it's absolutely necessary, but if you're a persistent beggar, you won't show up looking too good on Judgment Day because the flesh on your face will be gone. Think about it. There's so many wonderful things. How we're told to take care of the orphan. Everything will be listed for us on what we did right and wrong. And imagine that feeling, that scary feeling of being punished in hell. And that wonderful feeling of going through a door that leads to paradise. Think about it. Remember the hadith that talks about someone who's I'm not going to summarize, but someone who has lived a luxurious life on earth, but they did sin, they did bad things, so they'll be dipped in hell and asked if they ever had a good day, and they'll say no. But someone who had quite a tough life on earth will be dipped in paradise and asked if they ever had a tough day, and they will say no. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of how when you're in the pain of childbirth and you're going through the sleepless nights, but then things start to get better, you get more sleep, the child is like developing that little personality, and you're asking yourself, should I have another one? You know? Because when you're in the thick of it, you're like, oh, I don't want another one. But then if you can have another one, you know, you're getting past that tough phase, you're like, okay, I'm baby hungry again. It's fascinating when you just look at how we humans are. We can learn from the good, we can learn from the bad. But if we don't pause and reflect and look at all the different favors that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so that we remain in a state of gratitude, we won't stay mindful of the next reality. And we can't outrun that. Can't outrun that. Let me know what you think. Please like, comment, subscribe, join the blog.